Hi, my name is Dr. Debbie Quackenbush, and I'm a practicing psychologist in Denmark. I've also practiced in the United States for a number of years. I'm here to talk to you today about how to choose a therapist. In my experience, a lot of times people don't really have a good idea of what to look for in a therapist or in a psychotherapeutic method. I think most people want to go to somebody who works or who helps them feel better or helps them kick a bad habit or something. So in order to answer this question of what works or who works, we turn to the psychotherapy outcome research. In my reading of the research as a doctoral level psychologist, the findings are still inconclusive. One thing I think we can't say, no matter how much a therapist is going to tell you that his or her methods work very well, is we can't say that one method of psychotherapy or one school of psychotherapy is better than another. The thing that the research seems to point us to is that it tends to be the relationship between the therapist and the client that seems to be most important in determining the outcome of the therapy. In other words, it's important to find somebody you feel you can talk to, you like, and you have a good rapport with. Also, as I alluded to a second ago, therapists do have different methods, and what might make sense is to find somebody with a method that suits your style of learning and doing. So if you want somebody who gives a lot of direction and homework, ask the therapist if that's what they do. On the other hand, if you're somebody who likes to get to a deeper understanding of things, you might ask if the therapist is trained psychodynamically. But at any rate, I think you're going to want to find somebody that you feel comfortable with and that you can have a good rapport with. You feel like you can talk to. Look for somebody who gives you, for example, a free or reduced rate consultation. So you can get it, so you're not spending $150 or 800 krona and don't have anything to show for it if you decide you don't like talking to that person. Finally, on a controversial note, there's not really any research that suggests that education is important in psychotherapy outcomes. The social worker with a master's down the street might be just as competent or more so than the person with an MD in the local hospital. What does seem to matter most, again, at this current reading of the research, would be experience. So I'd suggest you find somebody experienced. I'd also say look for somebody who measures your progress. People who measure their patients' or clients' progress tend to have better outcomes than people who don't. So somebody who gives you a questionnaire or asks you certain questions at the beginning of therapy and looks at you as the therapy progresses, asking you similar questions to see if you're getting better or worse or staying the same, that person is probably a better bet in therapy. If we don't measure our clients' progress, there's a danger that we'll miss the person who's getting worse from the therapy, let alone trying to make sure that our methods are good enough. If I was choosing a therapist for me or my family, I'd of course pick somebody who's licensed. Some training is important, and I would consider all the above elements that I've just talked to you about. I would look for somebody that I liked and I had a good rapport with and I felt got me or understood me, and somebody who had a good deal of experience. Thanks for clicking on my video, and I hope it's been helpful. You can call me at 6054-7202 in Denmark, or you can contact me on my website posted below. Thanks a lot.